The situation in Gaza right now is an absolute humanitarian crisis, to say the least. It's asymmetric warfare. It's unprecedented war crimes being committed on a daily basis against innocent civilians in Gaza, against Palestinians. And it's all being done for what? For something that the United States and Israel has labeled as terrorism. They call Hamas a terror group. Now, they're some of the only countries on the face of the earth that call Hamas a terrorist group. Most of the world does not label Hamas a terrorist group, but I'm speaking to all of you. You all know that right now. At the end of the day, the only countries that truly label Hamas a terrorist group, for the most part, are countries like America, the United Kingdom, Israel, who are responsible for millions upon millions of civilian deaths in places like Iraq, Afghanistan, Syria. You can go back further, Yugoslavia, Vietnam. I mean, at a certain point, Americans need to ask a question. And I've asked this question myself many times, and that's how I've arrived to the position I'm at today, where I can solidly say that I stand with Palestine. Americans need to ask the question, who really is the terrorist here? Is it really, Vladimir Putin or whoever, or Bashar al-Assad, whoever they want to label a terrorist next? Or is their government the one that are committing acts of terror? And that's what I've come to the conclusion of, that the Biden administration, people within it, Secretary of State Blinken, you can go back to Donald Trump, what he did to Qasem Soleimani. You can look at Barack Obama, the indiscriminate drone bombing campaign in which he killed hundreds upon hundreds of civilians every single month. You can look at George Bush and what he did in Iraq and Afghanistan. I mean, the list doesn't stop. America, really, our government, are the bad guys. And I think for the first time in maybe a long time, the American people that I would like to distinguish from our government are finally waking up to that fact. You have the American people that are saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't be dumping $250 billion into the Ukrainian government. Hey, maybe we shouldn't be dumping another $14 billion into Israel's coffers when we send them billions a year already. And they're using that money to genocide the people of Palestine, okay? And how are they manufacturing consent for the American public, you ask? Well, they're issuing all of this Israeli Zionist propaganda day in, day out, saying crazy things like Hamas beheaded 40 babies, they raped women, and it's just none of that's true. What we've found out since October 7th is that Israel was responsible for a lot of the deaths, that innocent civilian deaths that took place on that day via crossfire, Apache helicopter attacks, tank attacks. It's really sick how they've twisted reality right before our very eyes. Unfortunately, and this is the last thing I'll say, I'm very worried about the likelihood of this sparking into a much larger war, much larger conflict. Just tonight, Israel is bombing southern Lebanon. Israel has been bombing Damascus and Aleppo, two of the oldest cities on the face of the earth. Israel's, of course, fanning the flames with Iran, as we all know, and the United States isn't coming in to stop it. They're actually encouraging the Israelis to do this. I'm very worried for where this is heading. I pray for the people of Palestine and the people all across the world who have to suffer at the hands of Western aggression and imperialism on a daily basis. Of course, the victims are not just limited to the people of Palestine, but that is my primary focus right now, because the crimes are so massive. Again, 8,000 civilians killed thus far, 3,000 plus children. By the time this interview is brought out to all of you and broadcasted on TV, I'm sure those numbers will be increased significantly. So praying for the people of Palestine. As an American patriot, I'd like to say I stand with all of you.